going on, everybody? It's Azazel, and I'm going to talk about some serious shit today. It may not seem serious whenever you hear what the topic's going to be, but it's definitely going to be serious. I'm recording this without gameplay in the background, so I don't know what's going to be playing when you guys watch it. I'll figure that out later. But let's go ahead and get right to it. I want to talk about weed, and I want to talk about how I believe that we need to legalize it completely in the entire United States. Now, for those of you who watch me from another country, I do apologize that this may not have a whole lot to do with you. However, if you are from another country, let me know if your country has legalized marijuana and what you know about it. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? You know, share it, just chime in. So let's go ahead and let's think about it. Alright, so we know there are a couple of states in the United States who have legalized marijuana. First and foremost, we have Colorado. That's the biggest one we know about. And I think Washington just recently did the same thing not too long ago. Now, in the first month, Colorado made $14 million. $14 million is what the state made. That's what all of the people who, claimed that money said that they made from, I think there are 59 locations that sell marijuana. Out of that $14 million, the state has raised over $2 million in tax revenue already. It's just for the first month. I couldn't find any other stats for the subsequent months after that. So think about that. That's, for one thing, that's $24 million averaged out over the span of a year. Now, there are probably going to be good weed months and bad weed months. People are going to buy more weed in one month than they do in the next. Regardless, that's a lot of money. That's millions of dollars. Now imagine if we legalized marijuana in the United States entirely, as a whole. Think about that. I did a little bit of math, and I'm terrible at math, so actually I pulled up the calculator on my computer and did it. So the tax revenue was $2 million first month, spread out over, for one state, that was $24 million. I did it, and then that comes out to, I think it was like $1.2 billion per year just for marijuana. $1.2 billion per year just for marijuana. That's just for marijuana business. Okay? Now, let's explain something else that helps the economy. Because of all of these different weed shops opening up, it creates a new job market. It creates new jobs. It creates new small businesses. That's more tax money. That's more money coming into the government. That's what they want. They want the money. Right? That's what it all boils down to. When they see how much money they can make, they'll come around. All right? So that's all the stuff you can just get from the money. Just think about all the money and all the problems that this country has with spending money. Think about what we could do if we made some more. They're already saying that it's going to be comparable to the alcohol taxes, what we bring in this country due to alcohol sales. That's fantastic from a fiscal point of view. Now let's talk about how marijuana has never, in the history of recorded history ever, killed a human being. I mean by overdose. Now, of course, people have died because of marijuana, obviously, because of bad drug deals and such, but that's bad drug deals. Imagine how many lives you'll save by decriminalizing it. Okay? And speaking of that, Mexican drug cartels, the majority of the marijuana in the United States comes from Mexican drug cartels. They're already complaining. And the DEA actually works with these cartels. I'm sorry to say that our government's dirty. They work with these cartels and use them as informants to try to get some of the Colombian drug lords. So it's altogether just dirty. So, of course, the DEA doesn't want weed to be legalized because that means they won't be able to do this shit anymore. So you've got cartels losing money. Some, they're saying upwards of 35 to 40% of their business is marijuana. So think about that in the entire United States. You would see organized crime for the Mexican drug cartels basically start crumbling. Okay, it would just take a few years for them to just basically disappear. They'd have to go into the legal businesses, and who wants to do that when you can carry around gold AK-47s? Nobody wants to do that. Now, let's think about this. Think about the money that we can make off of the drugs. This is how much we spend on average per year fighting drugs, the war on drugs. We spend $51 billion in the United States fighting drugs. $51 billion. Okay? Think about that. We would get that $51 billion back. So as of right now, I've already accounted for almost $53 billion just from the taxes and not paying for the drug or the war on drugs. Then you've got all the other jobs being created, which means more people are going to work, which means more people are filing income taxes. This is fantastic for us. We really need to do it. And then finally, what I want to talk about here to kind of close this out, it may take me a couple of minutes to get through this, will be that right now there are a lot of problems with the money part of marijuana, because in Colorado, it's state law that it's legal, but federally, it's still illegal, which means that the federal government could come in and basically arrest everybody in a weed shop and arrest everybody smoking weed. They could just do that because it's federally still a law. It's still illegal. But they're not going to do it because then you're basically encroaching upon states' rights, and that will cause huge uproars, huge fucking problems. Now, another thing besides that, that means, since it's a federal law, that means that the money from marijuana cannot be housed in banks because those are federally regulated, which means that all this money, and it's cash-only business, it means that people are running around with sacks full of money, like some sort of heist movie. Just huge amounts of money. And they have to store it in safe houses, and they have to probably invest it back into things and basically launder it. That's the only thing I can think of that they can do, is in order to put it into something legal so that they won't get screwed for it. So you got to think, there's a bunch of people with machine guns running around hauling money from one place to the next like armored cars. So let me know what you guys think down below. I was asked to cover this topic a while back, and I didn't think I was going to do it. But after reading on it and watching a couple of news reports on it and doing a little bit of research myself, I decided it was something that I'd like to talk about, because I personally don't smoke marijuana, and I haven't for a very long time. I can't say that I've never done it, because I have, but I can honestly say that if it were legal, I'd probably do it. It's not legal, so I don't do it. And I get drug tested at work, so even if, and plus I don't really enjoy the feeling I get, but that's all irrelevant to what I'm talking about. But this is coming from a person who doesn't use marijuana in a recreational sense, saying that it's a fantastic idea because of all of the positives. Okay? Yeah, smoking pot may make you feel a little loopy and weird, but it really doesn't cause any real bad side effects, nothing real huge and nasty. Not like, driving drunk, you may kill a whole bus full of children or something. So let's just think about that. I appreciate you guys watching today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, both, here in the States and overseas. I just want to talk to you guys about this pretty serious topic. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, thank you for all the support, and you guys take it easy.